Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. Dai-chan here, and it's time for another Waifu Monthly Recap. I'm constantly watching, playing, and reading new anime media. Not all of it is substantial enough to get its own video, so this is my chance to catch you up on all the cool stuff I found. November was very light on new releases, but there's still plenty for me to mention. Also, I'm holding votes for 2024's Waifu of the Year. To nominate and vote for your favorites, be sure to join my Discord using the link in this video's description. I'll be taking the top 10 waifu and giving them a special Waifu Files episode. My Discord is also the most reliable way to keep up with all my content, since I don't trust YouTube to send out notifications properly. Anyway, let me tell you what I experienced last month. Nikke Goddess of Victory hit its 2nd anniversary milestone. Along with it, they released a flashback event telling the story of Cinderella, a former villain who was corrupted against her will. It's tragic and beautiful. I already streamed the entire thing for you, so check that out if you're interested. My favorite takeaway from the event is Cinderella's maker, Grave, who's a mass-produced Nikke who's clearly been bulking out. She's a phenomenal muscle babe, and a welcome addition to the roster. Xenoblade Chronicles X is one of my all-time favorite video games, sharing that spot with the legendary Xenogears. No open-world RPG succeeds quite like Xenoblade X does, but its potential was squandered by being released on the Wii U. In November, we received news that the game will be ported to the Switch, making it so that all the Xenoblade games can be found on the same console. I'm excited to play this game again, and hopefully see its cliffhanger ending finally resolved. Of course, there's a catch. My second ever video on this channel talked about censorship, and Xenoblade X was a topic for irritating changes made for the West. There were 3 censored aspects. A fundoshi outfit got covered up, the chest slider for female characters was completely removed, and the young girl Lin wore extra black spandex beneath all her outfits. Unfortunately, just like Tokyo Mirage Sessions when it got ported to the Switch, Nintendo decided that, instead of fixing the censorship, they would instead use that censored version as the base for their port. This means that even Japan will now be getting screwed the same way we were. Still, even with these issues, I adore Xenoblade X and find it offers some of the most lewd outfits in the series. Since you can dress your protagonist and everyone else who joins your party, that makes every girl a waifu candidate. Technically, X Nordics released at the end of October, but now I've had plenty of time to actually play it for myself. It's not my favorite game in the series, but I love the sailing mechanic, and its story has me on the edge of my seat. There's a big twist midway that turns the game on its head. Karja is a badass babe, and she's even better with this Raven DLC outfit. I've been spoiled by Zenless's animation, but I'm always down for a good classic vibe. Speaking of Zenless Zone Zero, its newest character is Tsukishiro Yanagi, the deputy chief of Hollow Special Operations Section 6. She's basically her team's maternal figure, keeping everyone on track. As the game's challenges make clear, Yanagi is strong enough to perform solo. She's not exactly my type, though, and since Hoyoverse Gacha is brutal, I personally passed on her banner. That said, Zenless is filled with great waifu. For all the game's previous characters, be sure to check out my Waifu Files episode on Zenless. It's got a lot of my personal favorites. Another game I've already covered is Strinova, a waifu-based arena shooter. I had the pleasure of streaming the game's final test, and now the official version is out. It's free to play on PC, both via Steam and its own separate launcher. Ari-chan and I love teaming up for some casual play. If you're a fan of Overwatch, at least its gameplay, then I feel you definitely need to try Strinova out. Twitter is a controversial platform, but it's still one of the better places to discover anime stuff, both new and old. I found out about this 3DO fighter called Battle Tryst. While the game itself isn't anything special to me, I love the character designs featured in the anime cutscenes. This girl, Najid, is a gorgeous dancer who deserves her own anime. If only these scenes could be remastered from its original film print. Console compression just doesn't cut it. One retro anime that did get a Blu-ray release is Megazone 2-3, a trilogy of anime films that are considered to be the very first OVAs. The studio was originally planning to make it a full TV show, but after getting cancelled, they instead restructured their ideas into a beautiful, albeit messy narrative. It's peak aesthetic, with an 80s anime style and glorious synth music. Fun fact, the first film of Megazone 2-3 was used alongside Macross to create the abomination known as Robotech. Wait, I guess that's a not-so-fun fact. At least this release hasn't been trapped in licensing hell by Harmony Gold. Fuck those guys. They're the reason Macross hasn't been featured much in the West. Another retro anime classic is Dirty Pair. The classic anime was based off a light novel, but did you know it also has a spin-off manga? I recently had the pleasure of reading this manga, and it's a fun new take on the same basic concept. Kei and Yuri are trouble consultants from the 3WA, and are basically intergalactic peacekeepers. They're extremely talented, but unfortunately wind up causing collateral damage wherever they go. Thus, their codename, Lovely Angels, is often disregarded in favor of the nickname Dirty Pair. I prefer the designs from the original show and Dirty Pair Flash, but this manga is still a delight. The anime for 2.5-dimensional seduction is still airing. Despite being a fairly unimpressive show, its outfits are spot on. I bring it up again because its latest episodes tell a surprisingly heartfelt story about a girl trying to homage her father's obscure manga. Seeing the two of them reunite genuinely brought a tear to my eyes. I guess that means it made me sad and aroused at the same time. I'm glad I've kept up with this show. I feel the same about Ranma Half's remake. In general, I still prefer the original anime. However, there are some moments in the remake that are visually impressive. While the original ranged from gorgeous to gross in terms of animation quality, the remake is a more streamlined median that occasionally stands out. The episode where Ranma battles Kodachi is particularly good. This next one's not as waifu-centric, but for the Fate series' 20th anniversary, Crunchyroll gave us an early release of Fate Strange Fake's first episode. It's extremely well made, and I'm excited to see more. Its waifu are slim pickings so far, but I do appreciate the wicked Francesca Prelati and the mysterious Ayaka Sajo. In the future, though, I've really got my eye out for Hippolyta, Queen of the Amazons. Before we wrap this up, I wanted to show you some figures I got my hands on. I've said it before, but I quite like the Urusei Yatsura remake. This Lum figure is very nice, and you can't go wrong with a waifu who dresses like this by default. Meanwhile, this Konosuba figure is surprising. I don't think Darkness ever wears this in canon, not even in its video game that's all about cosplay. Still, I kinda wish she did. Lastly, I pre-ordered this Artoria Nendoroid ages ago. I usually don't like Nendoroids, but this one is more full-bodied than usual. When I bought it, I didn't realize it's one of those figures with actual fabric you dress her in. I've got to admit, her naked model is uncanny, but when fully dressed, she's adorable, don't you agree? November was a solid month, and I hope December has some great surprises in store for us. Let me know what waifu media you've discovered lately. Don't forget to visit my full Waifu Files playlist for even more content. And again, if you're interested in the waifu of the year, please join my Discord. I hope to see you there.
Thanks for watching. This channel relies on support from viewers like you.
Please help us out by dropping a like and comment. Subscribe for more videos, and be sure to enable notifications. Or hit up our Discord so you never miss out on a new upload.
Most importantly, if you can spare it, please sign up as a channel member, either through YouTube, Patreon, or Subscribestar. You can find links in the description. We've got perks like exclusive content or early access.
Until next time,
Celebrate your fandom. I want to give a special shout out to all my $10 and up supporters. Video Gamer 75, Dante Pendragon, Stephen Elak, Otaku Mom, Jens Bauman, Mystic Samurai 1983, Free Brick, Olympian Doll, Alexis Yukio Gomez Yamato, Lunar Works, Link Pendrago, Observer Bellis, James Hewitt, Uncanny EXP, Crow Calum, Sal Soto, Tristan Riggin, Major, Dionysus God of Wine and Madness, Caitlin P, Sogai CH, Vladimirovna, The Taz 96, Kengo X77, Alistair Bernadotte, and Akakaze Yume. Thank you all so much.